I keep trying to sit down and film this video, you guys, but every day there's a new development, so I have to scratch the old video and head back to the drawing board. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, back to share an update video. And this time, you guys, I do not have as good of news as I shared with you last time. So it's been quite the development since we spoke last, and as you can tell today, I'm not really dressed like I normally am. This is a very downplayed, just informative video. So definitely not how I wanted to bring an update to you guys. I was hoping to, bring it with, wow factors on where we are and what's going on and what we're doing, and none of that really happens because it's been like something every day since. So the last time I spoke to you guys, I had let you guys know that we would be moving out early. We had let the buyers move into our home a few weeks prior to closing, and we were gonna head out early on our journey. It's funny, when they asked us, hey, would you be willing to rent your home first so that we can get our kids, in and acclimated? I said, sure. I mean, we could be out in 6 hours. Most of our life is in a pod and the rest in the garage. So how hard could it be? It was a lot harder than I thought, like way harder than I thought, to get everything ready to go, because we were traveling 1,200 miles. It's one trip. There's no going back. There's no forgetting everything. Like, everything had to be out. We weren't renting trucks. We were just bringing our own vehicles. We had to make sure that we were smart to know if something was to be left behind, what was it going to be? We had to prioritize and think. We packed, unpacked, and repacked our cars like 3 or 4 times, just trying to prioritize, okay, well, that's not gonna fit. So do we need that? It was pretty hard. I also wanted to get everything done for the kids, like one last physical and collect all of their records, one last trip to the dentist, the eye doctor, like just all the things that we had established over the years, saying goodbye to friends. Like, the odds of me going back to South Carolina are like slim to none. I have no reason to ever go back there. So I probably won't see any of those people ever again. So it was like, Mason had parties. Of course, I took on more than I can chew, then with goodie bags for all of his classmates, and trying to film videos and keep the house clean while we were packing and finishing. And it began to get tough, and then midweek it got a lot tougher. I know I told you guys I was really happy about and excited about filming an empty house chore, and I wasn't just excited about that to share with you guys, but mostly for my little kids, primarily Maya. She's only 3. She's not going to remember this house at all. She's not going to remember that this is the house that she came home to as a baby, where she spent her first Christmas, a place where her parents finally got married after all of those years, and it's our first home, and she's just not going to remember that. And so I was really excited about kind of going through, and when I was doing my empty house chore, walking into every room and having, old pictures and clips from videos in every room, just kind of scrolling through as like a dedicated memoir. Even if it was something you guys didn't enjoy, it was going to be something that I was going to be able to show my kids for a long time. So I was really excited about it. But being that they were moving in on a Saturday, they had asked if they could move their belongings in on a Wednesday. It was the only available day that they had to get a truck and help to accommodate them, which is completely understandable. If you're moving an entire house worth of crap, you need to get someone to help you move it, so I totally understand that. So I had no problem, but not thinking them moving all their stuff inside was no longer an empty house chore. They filled, both Jake and Maya's bedrooms with their furniture, and then downstairs in the dining room, and then into the little office area that we had. And so it was no longer an empty home. So that took a lot out of me, because this is a hard thing. I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sentimental, and one of my favorite things, and I've said this from beginning, as far as YouTube is concerned, is that vlogs, all of this stuff, it's all documented stuff that I can go back and watch again over. And this was so important to me because it was the final one, like in the place where it all started. And it ended up changing how the last few days went, because it just set me off kilter. Like, everything I planned to do was kind of falling apart. Like, I bought the kids sparklers, and I wanted to end, you know, with us closing the door for the last time, you know, us kind of all grabbing hands, walking into the car, starting a new adventure with the kids lighting the sparklers and stuff. Like, it was just a vision I had, and it caught me by surprise that I wasn't going to be able to kind of be fluent with it. It's okay, you know, I chalked it up to crap happens, you know. And so it took a lot for us to get on the road. Like, we were literally returning DirecTV boxes and mailing $200 worth of boxes to myself to the rental house, because we couldn't get the stuff into the car, but it was things we needed right now that we couldn't wait for Paul to bring. It was just a crazy, chaotic mess. And so we didn't get on the road till super late. And then after we got to the first location, I lost the keys to that bullet box, that big luggage carrier that I keep on my roof. Yeah, I lost the keys to that somewhere in that first hotel. The people didn't speak very well English, so when and that really wasn't a very good English sentence either, was it? It was hard for me to communicate with them as far as what I was missing. No matter what I said, they pretty much told me they didn't find any keys in that room. So my laptop, my camera, everything that I was bringing with me, our clothes, the things that we wanted easy access to, we put in the luggage carrier, and we lost the keys. So that was step number one. And then we finally got to our location, and I called my landlord, and he said he couldn't meet me that day. He would meet me the next day to give me the keys and everything. And so I asked him, okay, well then, you know, how do I get in? And he said, well, this is an open door home. I never experienced open door. If you guys have, I'd love to hear your experiences with them. So it's this little blue app that's right here, like over Jarrell's lip. It's kind of hard to see with the background, but basically it's an app that allows you to view homes that are up for sale without the need of a realtor. Basically an open house all the time. But Open Door is the realtor. They are the ones that own these homes, and they're the ones that set up the criteria for you to be able to use their app to get access into these homes to view them for possible purchase. I had never heard of Open Door before, but apparently the gentleman who rented to me was a scam artist. So he basically took their rental off of realtor.com or whatever professional site that they had and used it like on a private site, kind of like a Craigslist, or this particular place was called rentaldigs.com. You can look it up. It's a regular website where people put their rentals on there. But he put up a rental of a home that wasn't his. And you guys, this was as legit as possible. This man corresponded with me for 2 weeks. He took money from me via wire transfer through Wells Fargo Bank and using Zelle, which is just simply with a phone number. He asked for references that he called. He made me fill out applications, send me my license, everything, all this information. And then we got to the home. We used the Open Door app to get in, and we moved all of our stuff in. Once we were in, we closed the doors to the garage, and we left, and we went to my girlfriend's house for dinner. We came back, we got settled in for our first night of sleep, and before we even went to bed, there were cops there. They said, hey, you know, this house is for sale, no one's supposed to be living in it, why are you here? I had a lease agreement. Once I paid this guy money and stuff, he sent me a lease agreement. So I showed the cops my lease agreement, and they were like, okay, it must be a mistake, and they left. Okay, no problem, we all go to bed, get a good night's sleep. I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go get coffee because my Keurig broke the last week we were there, so I didn't even bring it with me. I just trashed it. And I walk out, and there are cops outside again. Now, at first I was a little upset, and I'm like, guys, what are you doing back here? Like, I just dealt with this at midnight, showed you my lease. Ma'am, there must be some kind of misunderstanding because we're on the phone with the owner. So they were on the phone with Open Door. Because the houses are monitored, because it's controlled through an app, they were able to sense movement and activity within the home. And how could that be if it's not supposed to be available after 9 for viewings? So I was like, I don't understand. I have a lease agreement. And so after going back and forth for a while, we discovered that I was victim of a scam. So I've put in a claim to Wells Fargo, but I still have not received my money back, and Open Door made us leave. It was a home for sale, and I didn't have a right to be there because, scammed or not, I needed to go. So this has been crazy because we just drove 1,200 miles to secure a rental here, and there was no place for us to go now. And this guy took every final dollar that I had besides what I saved to drive and gas and food and everything to get Darrell and I here. I gave to this man because he wanted all this money up front, security, first month, pet deposits, all this stuff. I sent him thousands of dollars. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. Like I said, this has been 10 days now, and I have not received my money back from Wells. So I needed to try and secure another rental. And this is why having this particular location eyes open to us when we just finally decided to move here. This is why we decided to move here, because we know people here. And so at least if I needed help in a situation, I have friends to call upon. If this happened to me in South Carolina, I can call on Paul. And Paul will be here within a few months or so. So besides him, I had no one else. To know that I have a variety of people I could have called upon here and help in a need of a situation was key. And little did I know how much I would really truly need that. So now I guess it's going to be the time that I will divulge where I am, which actually it doesn't even matter because, you know, every time I come on here I say something about the nasty people that always have something to say. And it's funny, they think that we all go on there and read their garbage, but we really don't go on to those crazy sites, and it's not worth entertaining. But people tell us. So I'm going to block out her name, but I'm going to pop a little picture up here, right here, of somebody on Instagram who let me know that, hey, you might want to take the picture down that you posted of you arriving safely on Instagram to your location, because these people already went, searched your Facebook, found friends that lived out of state, and then Googled them, found their addresses, and matched their pictures to the picture you posted on Instagram so that they can find out where you are. Like, I really didn't know I was that damn interesting for somebody to really want to dive deep. Then I had somebody else send me a screenshot of the chick who found it, who obviously thinks she is top dog, because she talked about how it only took her 90 seconds of boredom. Well, let me tell you something. First of all, in my life, I'm never bored. For real, like, we never stop moving. So if you're bored, get yourself a hobby. If this is your hobby, it's a pretty sad one, but so be it if that need to be. But they had no problem saying like, haha, this is where you are, look what I found. You know, you're obviously not very good at keeping your security. You pretty much did more digging than the average person would. And so the only person who's exposing myself or the security of the people whose house I arrived at are those particular people who find it necessary to search and execute and find out where I am and what I'm doing. It's actually sad and pathetic, but apparently that's the lives that they live, and so that's fine. But being that it's been apparently spread all over already where I am in Texas. I am in the outskirts of San Antonio right now. I am not close to Vanessa, but I am not far away. If I needed her, which I have needed her in this situation, I needed to go drop a bunch of crap in her garage because I had stuff all over the place because we have nowhere to go, literally. And my girlfriend of 9 years, my best friend, she was in my wedding. She actually moved here the same year I bought my house in South Carolina, and she was living in Myrtle Beach at the time. And I remember calling her and saying like, yeah, chick, finally living in the same state as you. And she was like, ha, I'm moving to Texas in 2 weeks. Of course she was. So I never even got to see her when she lived in South Carolina, and she's been bugging me for 9 years to move there. So when Jarrell got a job opportunity that was like an hour out from where she lived, I was like, all right, you know what? That's destiny. She's been asking us to move there forever. And then once we started looking a little bit closer, more towards her, the opportunities for places to work were ridiculously endless. Darrell was here for 2 days and already got himself a job. It's not the job he wants, but he did already find another job, a job that he's really excited about that he wants, that is like right in the area where we're looking to buy a home, and they're building the location right now. It's called Bill Miller's Barbecue. So they're building a brand new one, and that's where he has already gone and talked to them, and so he's setting up interviews and stuff to, you know, hopefully get into that brand new store open. Darrell's already done 4 brand new store opens within his career, so that looks really good for him. So he's really excited. He hopes that, you know, he can get this job. It's super close to home and exactly kind of what he's looking for, hours and price point wise and that kind of stuff. So but for right now, he's already working. 2 days we were here, boom, regular job, back to being my husband working, you know, his 45, 50 hours busting butt. So I wasn't, you know, in fear of that. I knew that that was going to happen. But I'm grateful, like I said, for my girlfriend, because that's why we came here, so that we can finally have a family and a support system. So she's taking us in right now, but it's not an ideal situation. She's a family of 5 with a, you know, a newborn, 2-month-old, and a 1-year-old, and her oldest, and then my kids, and we both have dogs, and she has a cat, and, you know, the house is no bigger than what mine was. So it's definitely a tight situation. Are we living out of our cars right now? Yes, but we're not living in them. We're just living out of them. So I guess it could be worse. The kids have started school because I was able to get another rental, but now I'm afraid that may fall through as well. The buyers have pushed our closing back. We were actually supposed to close today, was our closing date, and yesterday I wanted to put this video out, but I had to scratch the video that I just filmed and make a whole nother one again because more developments. So we had found out that they couldn't close, that all of their stuff, all their paperwork and finances and stuff wouldn't be ready until November the 3rd. But then yesterday it was clarified that it's not the 3rd. Once it received on the 3rd, then it's not processed till the 5th, and then we can't close until the 8th. And so that kind of created a whole nother wave of things, because I can't get my pod until we close, because it's like $3,000 to ship this giant pod 1,200 miles. And so I can't do that until then. And I only want a temporary rental because we want to buy. And so nobody here does month to month. Nobody here does 6-month rentals. Everybody here does a year. So I had to find a company to allow me to do 6 months, have my realtor agree to buy me out of the lease when my house is ready. But these people want all that money up front because they don't normally do leases that small. So they want everything paid in full. Well, it's $1,400 a month rental, so do the math. I don't have tens of thousands of dollars lying around right now to ship pods and take care of rentals and stuff. That was all supposed to happen, you know, with money from closing. And so them pushing it back hurts. I know it's not entirely their fault. There are plenty of things in this world that are out of our control. Closings get pushed back all of the time. But the landlord is not willing to extend me much longer without being able to pay him and accommodate them and pay him in full, which I can't do until my house closes. And when my house closes and my funds are available, I can start doing things. Again, Jarrell has a job, but they get paid every 2 weeks. They hold a week. Like, he's not going to see a paycheck for a little while and stuff. And so the rest of our savings has to allow me to grocery shop and live for my family. I just did a $300 HEB grocery haul that you guys are going to see up next. Like, just because I wanted to set the family up that I'm living with. Like, they're not taking a dollar from me. I have to do what I do best. So I went and did grocery shopping and got everybody stuff for lunch, their snacks, their, you know, I do what I do. I mean, it's like the least that I can do in the most part anyways. And so I'm going to need money for them to live. Like, Jake's high school requires a clear backpack, so that everything is see-through for safety purposes, which is fine, but it was like $40 on Amazon, you know. And then there was a fall festival today that Mason wants to go to for his school. It's like the first event. How do I not take the kid, you know? So there's like things, Halloween costumes, I just bought them. Like, there's things I still have to purchase throughout time until, you know, until we close. And so this has been super unfortunate. it's just been one kind of situation after another. Every day is like something else. I feel like it's always darker before the dawn. Our last set of trials and tribulations before the dawning of the new horizon. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It's just, it's getting a little tough right now. I'm having days where it's getting a little tougher, a little tougher, a little tougher. I'm really appreciative to all of you guys who are wishing us safe travels. So many writings saying, hey, you're on my mind. How are you? I didn't even know what to say to you guys. I mean, I really wanted to come on and let you guys know about Open Door, because it's obviously super easy for rental scams to happen like that. And so I wanted to make you guys aware. So if anybody's in that situation, not everybody has a platform. This is not a huge platform, but if you guys want to share the video or share the information so that people are aware about what goes on with Open Door, I feel like it's very important. I mean, I let them know, like, hey, your method is faulty. Like, I understand your concept, but it allowed somebody to easily manipulate another human being with all proof, because it's easy. You just walk into this home. And so I felt like I wanted to come on and let you guys know that. And so many of you are asking, like, where are you? And I said I had all these things that were edited just like ready to go up, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't even had time to do that. We had to break the box on the top of my roof like just a couple of days ago so that I can get my camera and stuff out. I wanted to film my grocery haul, and I was like, dude, it's time to break the box open. Like, I need my stuff out of there. We were washing like the same few sets of clothes that we had in the car because everything was locked in this box. We didn't want to break it till we were in our home, because then once we break it, we can't relock it. It's been like, I'm blessed that I have the people in my life that I have right now. My friends have been amazing. Anything we needed, they're there. Vanessa and Mark have offered anything and everything to help in case we needed it, which is amazing. Again, that's why we came here, because we know people. And so it's nice to have that situation help if you need it, because I don't even know what that's like. When my girlfriend came over that night and helped us move into our house, I mean, she thought that we were moving into this house, and she like went and bought everything you could think of. Milk, yogurt, bread, peanut butter, cereal, paper plates, paper towels, dish soap, toilet paper, all the things she just thought I wouldn't have moving in that I would need to have. And it brought Jarrell to tears. Like, I was like, are you crying? And he was like, we have friends. Like, what is this friends thing that you speak of? Like, we're not used to that. And it just felt good to feel like we were welcomed with open arms. And again, I'm blessed to have had them, because if this happened anywhere else, we would have really been in a way worse situation. So now we're just crossing our fingers that we can make it through closing so I can just kind of get on with my life. You know, Darryl was pretty upset with me because the way that things ended in our house, the way we just left abruptly, like, he wanted to walk to every room and just kind of share a sentimental moment as we were walking out the door. And I couldn't even do it. I was like, nope, let's just go. I want to get out of here. Like, we got to go. Like, we're late. We got to go. Let's just go. And he was really upset. He's like, you know, we just walked away from a decade in our life without a picture or, you know, one final kiss goodbye or something. But it just started to get bitter for me, and I just kind of wanted to go. And I just wanted to start my life. New chapter, close the old door and open the new one. I really just hope that this is just one little last hurdle before things starting to brighten up. Honestly, I'm beside myself. For the last week, I've been tongue-tied and emotional and really just not sure. And I'm a very like methodical person. I like things in order. I like to meal plan, and I like to know, like, I meal plan what's from Monday, and that's what we eat on Monday. I very rarely deviate from that because I like structure, and to be so out of structure right now is taking a tiny toll. But we're going to get through. We continue to persevere. And again, I'm blessed for the people who continue to keep helping me. And I'm blessed to you guys who keep sending your well wishes. And I just wanted to update you. I will update you guys the best that I can, the more that I know. As of right now, I know that we're not closing until the 8th. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose my rental unless I can come up with these thousands of dollars that they want, which I just don't foresee. So, with that being said, I don't know what our next step is. So I don't even know what to say at this point. I know that I will continue to do as much as I can. Now that the kids have officially started school, I have a little bit more time on my hands to try and work during the day to get some stuff out for you guys. But the next couple of days are crucial because it's going to be what determines what our real next step is. So, but if I waited for those couple of days and then came on to film, I'd be even later than I promised before. So, again, thank you guys so much for your patience, for your love, for your support. And I will be back in touch with you guys as soon as I can. Say a prayer for us, wish us luck, and I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.